Hey guys, and welcome to the TVP T50/51 replay review guide thingy. Pretty much in this video I'm going to explain how to play the TVP, give some examples in real gameplay, and just go over what you want in the tank and things of that nature. So first off, equipment. Vert stab, vents, pretty much the standard for your tier 10 medium. The vents are usually interchanged with optics, or people just switch between vents and optics. And since it's an autoloader, we can't mount a rammer, so we're going to go with the GLD. Most other autoloaders, like the 50B, which I don't have one yet, I'm on the 5120, but most other autoloaders would go with optics, but the TVP reloads so quickly and it needs to aim as fast as possible to get the most out of its clip. So I prefer the GLD. That's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people mount optics, but the TVP is not a great spotter anyway, so yeah. Ammo loadout. I have a 32-16-0 loadout. You don't need HE in this thing. It's a waste of a clip. I mean, 48 shells is quite a lot, but you just kind of want to make sure that you have enough ammo, because I've had multiple situations where I run fairly low on ammo while I'm carrying. So yeah, 32-16 seems to be a good mix for me. Obviously I shoot more APCR than heat, and some games I don't fire heat at all. It really depends. But one of the replays that I'm going to redirect you guys to, a video I made probably a few days ago. I used all but one of my heat shells, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. Consumables. This is kind of like my go-to loadout, unless I'm running food. Small repair kit, small first aid kit, auto fire extinguisher. You get so many fire extinguishers from events that it really doesn't matter, and they're pretty much free. And the small repair kit and small first aid kit are kind of self-explanatory. The small repair kit is absolutely mandatory, unless you want to mount a large one, which is fine, you can do that. Small first aid kit. I don't think I have too many problems with crew members dying. It's definitely more of a module health issue. But if I were you, I would mount the food over the fire extinguisher. But again, that's just me. I don't think it gets lit on fire too badly. Yeah, it's only a 10% chance to fire on engine impact, which isn't horrible, but it still gets lit on fire. Obviously, every tank does. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the crew member details. I started with camo on my other three, because I started this at tier 6, and tier 6 camo is fairly important. So if I had to go back and retrain this, I would probably do 6th Sense, repairs, and then I would have this guy train camo. Or actually no, I'd probably have him train, what skills does he get? Eagle Eye's cool. Jack of all trades, that's a good one if you want to mount food. Situational awareness, that's another great one. So any of those would work in the second one. Gunnery perks for the loader and the driver and the gunner. Just so you're more accurate. You want to be as accurate as possible in the TVP. Snapshot and smooth ride help with those. And then the loader, 6th Sense. Not 6th Sense. I'm dumb. Safe stowage. Double S, 6th Sense, safe stowage, whatever. So safe stowage, because this thing gets ammo racked a lot, and I'm pretty sure that I've heard that the ammo rack safe stowage does not help with ammo rack damaging, but it only helps with ammo rack detonation. I don't know. Maybe it's a placebo, but I think it helps, so it's whatever. Every single tank that I mounted on, it seems to help, so I don't care. Third perk set, I'm doing Brothers in Arms, because obviously you want to reduce this reload as much as possible to maximize the DPM, which isn't even horrible for an autoloader. It's 2749 with my current setup, and this is adaptive, so everything that you see here is accounted for. So if I mount food quickly, do that, and then yeah, you can see that the stats went down, the damage per minute goes up. But yeah, so there's that. Survivability, It's pretty good. It's pretty good in terms of hit points, like 1800. It's not great, but it's not horrible either. It's workable. I mean, it's pretty much a tier 9 heavy, so it's not good, but it's not bad. I don't think, at least. Armor, yeah, the armor's completely garbage. The only time you're going to bounce anything is off the mantlet, which seems to actually bounce less shots than the turret front here because of the angle that the turret front's at, which still isn't very good. I noticed that a lot of people arc the shot into this little thing here, which is stupid, but it's whatever. I mean, it's not a tank built for armor anyway. The armor's completely garbage, but it's really fast, and that's what's awesome. It has a 1,000 horsepower engine back here, 24.78 specific power. That's fantastic. 60 top speed, 20 reverse speed. So yeah, it's pretty much a light tank in that respect. 58 traverse speed, so it turns ridiculously quickly. It can spin around in about 3 seconds. It only weighs 40 tons, so it's not very good at ramming, but the armor kind of explains that as well. Concealment, it's not the most stealthy tank, but it's not the worst in terms of stealth. Had a replay or a game yesterday, I think, while I was 2-marking it. There was a T10 in cap on Murabanka. I went down the 1-2 line, got in the little bushes, outspotted him. He never even saw me coming. So it was great. 419 view range with my current setup, so I don't even have situational awareness or optics or anything. 419. That's pretty good. The only thing that's increasing that is my commander and my vents, and I could improve it with 5 other things right there. So yeah, it's not horrible on spotting. Obviously it's no M48 or a Batchat, but it's still pretty good. And the gun. I kind of wanted to go over this briefly and then go over all the others, but this is important. The TVP is all about the gun. The gun is insane. Has 4-shot autoloader. 1.5 seconds for loading 1 shell. 25-second complete reload time. I think mine's like 23.44. 248 pen, we'll get back to that. 320 alpha, pretty standard for a lot of mediums, though 390 seems to be more popular. 0.35 accuracy, not great, and 2.1 second aim time. That's kind of annoying, but we'll come back. Okay, so let's start off with the pen. 248 pen with APCR. Yeah, that's garbage. It's so underwhelming. I mean, tanks like the E5 have 258. T57 also has 258. E50M 270. 62AM 140 or 264. E100 known for its bad pen 235. So it's only 13 millimeters better than a E100. So that's not fantastic. But the E100 also gets a very, very good option for heat, which is 334 pen. This thing's heat only gets 310, which just increases the RNG chance that you're going to have to take when you load the heat. Because 310 can low roll down to about 240, I think, about. So, yeah, that's not fantastic. But, Wargaming refuses to change their plus minus 25% RNG. So, E100's firing AP can bounce off the fronts of IS-3s because that seems legit. Yeah, 176 pen this thing can low roll down to, and this thing is 186. That's not cool. But it's just what happens. So, anyways, so the salt can stop flowing. 8 degrees of gun depression, that's pretty good. Charge burst is fine. Again, ZPM's fine. I think it's good. And aim time, it is kind of slow, but it's only between shells that you really notice it. The first shot's usually fine, unless you rush it like I do sometimes, and then that's probably not going to hit. But if you aim between each shot and just make sure that every single one counts, it is fantastic. This gun is just so brutal when used properly. I mean, the accuracy 0.33 isn't bad at all. So yeah, I mean, the only tip I guess I can give right now while I'm not in a replay, just make sure you aim all 4 of these shots, because if you aim all 4 of them, you just do so much better than if you were to rush all of them. and just unload it as fast as possible. It's similar to a T57. It can't aim fast enough to unload its shells properly. And that's what really kills the T57. So if you aim all your shots, it's great. So let's go ahead and go on to the first replay. I think it's 7.1k damage, or 7.3, something like that, on Ensk. So let's go ahead and go watch that. Alright guys, so here's the first replay. We're on Ensk, South Spawn, and yeah, so if you guys already watched my other replay from a few days ago, which is fine if you didn't, but I would recommend you go check it out after this replay, because I mean, that's what the next replay is going to be. Because I'm only going to do one in this video, as explained in the garage. It was a great replay, and I just figured that I would cover it separately, but also try to include it in the video in some sort of way. So I'll probably just leave an annotation, or I'll probably forget that and do something stupid. So first off, the C5 is giving us his side. So as you can see, like I said, I'm aiming everyone, but this pattern gets in the way of the shot. So that would have been easy farms, but no, you gotta have teammates deny it and then die. So of course, since I was trying to get my second mark, I was on tilt the entire time, because that's just what I do. So I asked him if he could be any worse, which of course the answer is no, he could not be any worse, because he's a World of Tanks player. So yeah, so I get an easy shot into the side of that Bulldog, and this T-34-3 comes around, put one, missed the second, and I just dumped the third, or the fourth rather, because I'm not really worried about it. It's a T-95, can't really pen that. Even when you're like 50 meters away from a T-95, it's so hard to hit the cupolas, because RNG just decides to screw you over every single time. One thing that really bothers me about these replays is that I can't look at my reload time, so I don't know how much time's left on my reload, but here you see me using that new 25 times 25 view. It does help sometimes, but it does create a lot of tunnel visioning for people that just like to sit in there all the time. So right now I just don't want to take any damage from the Bulldog. When the upper plate's angled correctly, you actually can bounce some shots. Not many, but you can. I bounced IS-4s, IS-7s before, and actually I think I bounced the IS-7 this game. Bulldog goes to pass, so I just kill him over the railroad track. Pretty easy. So I have 2 shots. Almost always, if you have 2 shots left, you want to reload, because you're not going to be able to do anything very effectively. Autoloaders are all about just unloading that clip for massive damage, and the burst damage is so unreal. So I'm just going to pause this and go through my thought process at the moment. All they have is a 1357, an ST1 on, like, in my general area. We have a Borsig, a 1390, an RU, and whatever this is, a T30 I think, fighting the ST1. They should have won this a long time ago, but they're incompetent people. So what I'm going to have to do is go take care of this myself. Obviously I don't want to fight the 1-2 line yet, because they have a T95, 4005, an E5, 57, IS-4, and a T-34. Most of those I don't want to get in front of, because that's just stupid. Now the 704 has been lit. Again, there still is no reason that they should have lost against this ST1, which I'm pretty sure is still on full health. That one was a BS shot. But RNG does what RNG does. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, that ST1's still on full health after fighting a Borsig, a T30, and an ST1. Like, I just don't get it. Right now I see the 1357. I want to kill him, but he's seriously not a threat. I mean, he has such a low penetration that he really can't do anything. He could to me, but it would be such little that I really don't care. This ST1, he wants to shoot me. Again, my ammo rack gets damaged, like it does on the Malinovka game. I aim these very carefully, because I want to make sure that I get the damage out, and I want to get onto my reload as fast as possible. So here I just use the TVP speed to get around him. The RU's failing to shoot him, which is hilarious. But because this ST1 has 1 mark of participation, he knows that he needs to back up and use the wall. So I take another hit for free because my team just does not want to shoot him. Like this T30 in the back. What are you doing, bro? So we put 1, 2, and I think the RU must have hit him, or 1390 maybe. Something hit him. So I'll just pause again, quickly go over this. We're at 5.4 thousand damage. IS-7, 4005, T-34, E-5, and 1357 are moving into our base. So I want to defend that. I'm not sure if I reload a heat clip here. I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't think I do. Okay. So my team's deciding to come with me, which is fantastic. You know, if you want to help me out, that's great. I probably would have preferred it if the T30 would have stayed back on the 0 line, but I mean, this guy, I don't know, man. I don't know. You just can't trust people. So I tell my team just to wait. We just need to wait for them to get on cap, and then we can just blitz them. But of course, they're too unhappy doing that, so the T-30 is going to move up to some weird position behind a destructible house, or just into the open like he is now. So I'm here because if they come from this side, they're not going to be able to spot me because of this house. If they come from this side, from where the RU is, they're not going to be able to spot me because of this big long house thing. So I'm just in a good position right now, and I'm just waiting for them to show up. I'm pretty sure our T-30 is just in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I don't even think he's using cover, he's just there. Which is cool. He might be, though. I can't really see through the trees. But, so our RU finds them, and I'm pretty sure he gets owned here in a second. Though he might have lived, I don't know. So right now I see the side of the 4005, and I'm kind of baited by the damage, but at the same time I just want to help out the team, and this is the best way for me to do that. I put 1. This was super risky, because the 4005 easily could have hit me. As you can see, I did not take any time to aim that one. I just wanted to dump that shell as fast as possible, get behind the railroad, and be safe. The IS-7 in our base and the 1357 in our base had me worried. So all I wanted to do is kill them, but the RU decides to kill himself, and the T-30 died a couple seconds earlier, and then the 1390 also died. So now I'm alone against 5. So right now I pop back, killed 1357. That is good and bad at the same time. I probably could have left him. There's the bounce. So I try to put the one into his upper plate at an angle because the IS-7's upper plate at an angle is horrible, but 310 pen is not enough to do that. So we just start putting him into his lower plate, and we reload a heat clip again. This is where I think I made my catastrophic mistake, and yes, it's a loss. I'm not trying to hide that. So as you can see, I just killed the IS-7 a second ago. I didn't wait until I was unlit to start moving again, so they already know that I was coming in this direction, and on their map they would have seen that. So they know I'm gonna go to this side of the map. What I should have done is right about here, I should have stopped and turned around. But I didn't. I crossed in front of the T-34, I get lit in the process. So in a second here, right about now, E5 hits me in the track. I'm pretty sure that did damage. I didn't actually look, but I'm pretty positive it did damage. I don't have a repair crew, so it takes me forever to get my track back on. And so there's the 4005. He snapped it, so I got the last shot off. But so I put oh well in the chat. It was still a good game. I don't care if I managed to lose that. I could care less. I mean, yeah, it would have been awesome to win that, because then my mark would have been a Kolobanovs and what would that have been? A Radley Walters, and it would have been a really cool game. But it's not that big of a deal. It's really hard to outplay a bad team on your side. So yeah. Anyway, enough salt. At this point in the video, I'd suggest you go check out my other video. It's TVP 8K damage, something like that. Should have been posted a few days ago, and yeah, that was a good game. I really liked that game. Both of these games, actually. Except the other one was a win, so yeah. Alright, so let's go back to the garage and take final looks at this. Again, listen, if you want another replay, just to have another piece of gameplay so you can look at it, go ahead and check the other video that I posted a few days ago. That will help you out. Though it was kind of farmy, so yeah. I think I do say some important things though. So yeah, let's go back to the garage, take a final overview, and then we'll end the video. Alright, so last overview, TVP, all about the gun, not about the armor. Good speed. Armor on the turret, not great. The hull armor, again, not very good. Gun depression 8, it's not bad. It's pretty good. This thing is great at flanking people, not so good at being a brawler, because the second you unload all 4, you're pretty much dead, unless you have a lot of allies behind you. But still, this thing just excels as a side and rear shooter. If you need to, be careful about engaging from the front, but yeah. Sniper, it's not a great sniper, but it can snipe. As you saw in the second replay, if you went and saw my other video that I posted a few days ago, it can snipe. So, yeah. So, I would totally recommend you get the TVP if you like getting around people and shooting them for ridiculous amounts of damage, and then they'll be confused because they don't know what just destroyed them for 1280 hit points in 4.5 seconds. But don't worry, because puppies will call you a hacker, or a warpacker, or a noob autoloader player, even though they play copious amounts of artillery. Because that's the game that we play. Alright, so if you guys like this replay, review, guide, thingy, whatever, go ahead, leave a like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. If you didn't like it because you think Czech autoloaders are OP and you like artillery, go ahead and leave a dislike. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next video that I make, which I have no clue what that's going to be, but I will make a video on it. Alright.